Well, it's another one of those Friday night things, almost to be Saturday morning, but here I am doing video production. And I'm doing a sample. It's a Sunday sample or a sample Sunday. This sample here, and actually there are two of them. I'm going to have one now and have another one later. These are Mount Logan 20-year-old Canadian whiskey, exclusive rare blend, and these are exclusive to the liquor depot stores throughout Alberta and British Columbia. I don't know what he paid for this. These were probably stuck on the neck of another bottle as a sample. So yeah, the whiskey neighbor has sent these samples to me, so I'm going to give them a shot. Going to have a little palate cleanser first. Oh, nice cold water. And we'll crack one of these open. My first whiskey of the evening or night. I think I had my last whiskey sometime about 15 or 16 hours ago in the morning before going to bed after work. A little 50 milliliter sample. Little plastic bottle. Wow. Been a couple of weeks since I made one of these videos. I spent my last weekend in Comox for the Whisky Festival. Not only was there a Whisky Festival in Comox, I was also invited to visit the Shelter Point Distillery, which I did, and visited the Shelter Point Distillery and warehouse through the generosity of Leon Webb and Lydia. They took very good care of me. Marvelous hosts, fantastic hosts, good people. I'm getting some corn sweetness right away. I don't think this is much different from the 15-year-old Mount Logan. What does it say? It just says Canadian rye whiskey. Highwood Distillers, we knew that. There's a barcode, but not very much else in the way of information. So I couldn't tell you. There's quite a bit of vanilla happening here. Loads and loads of vanilla, probably from the reused casks. I'm also getting a grassy note. Smells like grass, corn husks. Am I getting a lot of rye on this? Let's see. The rye, not all that much really. If there's some rye in here, rye whiskey, if there's some rye in there, it's pretty subtle. Now, the rye could have come from Alberta Distillers, which, Highwood, this is from Highwood actually. Yeah, it even says so on here. Highwood distills wheat. They distill a wheat, they use wheat. That's their specialty. And they have corn whiskey too, but they get that from another source, either from old stocks that were part of the, what's the name of that guy? Potters. Yeah, Potters. Potters stocks, and if they're using rye, it's going to come from Alberta Distillers. And Alberta Distillers they have this way of putting their rye through a column still twice. So if there's some of that blended in here, in fact, it does smell a little bit like it does resemble a little bit Alberta Premium. So Mount Logan 20-year-old, so it would have to have some 20-year-old Alberta Premium, some 20-year-old corn whiskey, maybe some 20-year-old wheat whiskey. So it was aged in the barrel a long time, and you get that, or at least I get that right away in the vanilla and grassy notes and toffee. Very typical Canadian whiskey nose. Very typical. It's similar to, and you know, I might be getting some of that wheat too on the nose. The wheat would make it gentler. So who knows if there's any wheat in here at all. I don't have a whole bottle, but I do have a whole bottle. Oh. An almost empty whole bottle, shall we say, of Mount Logan 15-year-old Canadian rye whiskey. And the 15-year-old says, at its namesake does, the exclusive blend rises above all others in Canada. Small batch whiskeys made with premium Alberta grains and world-renowned Rocky Mountain aquifer water are oak aged for a minimum of 15 years, then precisely blended to achieve true connoisseur's whiskey, rich in oak spiciness. The palate will recognize notes of roasted almond, leading to the long, smooth honey, rye, and bourbon hinted finish. So there would be corn, rye, and probably some wheat, because Highwood specializes in wheat. It smells like grass, corn husks, sweetness. I said all that already, didn't I? Cut grass, corn husks, vanilla. If I dig deep down a little, it's making my mouth water just nosing it. Bottle at 40% alcohol by volume. So it's going to be easy to consume for the novice and whiskey drinkers with more experience. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's give it a taste. Oh, I would give anything for a higher ABV version of this. It's very subtle. I'm not getting all that much flavor. I'm getting quite a bit on the nose, naturally. I'm getting all that grass and that vanilla and a little bit of toffee and corn husks. Maybe some whole wheat bread. Yeah, a little bit. Go for a second sip. maybe a second sip would have a little more to it. If anything, after having a sip, the corn husks are getting stronger. Still a pronounced vanilla note. And yes, whole wheat bread. But it's all quite subtle, except for the corn husks and vanilla. They really stand out. Now, let's do the tasting once again. Have a look at the legs. Yeah, they come right down. They just run right down. Okay. Now, on the second sip, I'm getting a beautiful finish of oak. Oak and vanilla. Some caramel. Let's do that again. Oh my goodness. Okay, initially, the finish is the key with this one. There's not that much that goes on the palate when I just take it in my mouth, but the finish, oak, but the oak is not overpowering. There's a lot of vanilla, caramel, and yes, vegetal, grassy corn husks note. So a lot of corn sweetness on the finish, and some vanilla and less caramel than that. Not really complex, but delicious. And I didn't get it on the first pour. I didn't get it on the first mouthful at all. I just didn't get it. But now the finish is the key with this one. It's 40%. I said that already. And the finish, it may not linger on forever. I'd give it a medium finish, but it is delicious. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, Whiskey Neighbor. This is a nice little treat. Nice little tidbit to get started on my evening. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.